Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. I'm Mr. Babble, and we are back with more Shadows over Loathing. Only one more place to go, so let's go there. I don't need any of that crap, but I got it. State your business. Largemouth bass? Boy, do I know that song. If I didn't love these bass, I'd have quit years ago. Largemouth Bass and Sons is cursed of late, stranger. Sales are down. Children are going missing. The bosses have stopped speaking to one another, so from one pescophile to another, take my advice, don't stay here long. What goes on here? Largemouth Bass and Son. We fish largemouth bass, and most of us are sons. Why don't the bosses speak to one another? Between you and me and the 3,600 largemouth bass, Mr. Chapman and Tracy haven't been on speaking terms since Mr. Chapman was snubbed at the Aquademy Awards a few years back. They tolerate each other only because they both perform a vital function to the business, which is Mr. Tracy debones the fish and Mr. Chapman rebones them. Only then are the fish ready for sale. So you take out the fish bones and then put them back in? It's tradition. For generations, the Chapman has deboned the bass, all about that bass, and Tracy rebones them. That unique process is what gives our bass that distinctive tang. What do you think happened to the kids? If you ask me, yeah, I just did. They just ran off. Or hell, they just ran off. This life isn't for everyone, and Tom and Kathy, they never had the makings of a largemouth bass, bass, I had it right the first time, bass deboner or reboner. I'll be going. Waters is a site of historical importance. Pool is the birthplace of the largest mouth Luke, a bass present at the signing of the Declaration of Independence. On August 2nd, he returned to his home waters to die, but his body was never found. This guy's all mopey. Talk to the man of the puddle. Man, please. What's the matter with you? She left me. Who left you? Amphibious truck. So not a person? No. I'm more interested in amphibious trucks. So what happened to your truck? Our truck. The company truck. We used to take fish to market. A couple nights ago I forgot to fill her up before bed, and that must have ticked her off because next morning she was gone. No note, no nothing. Could it have anything to do with missing kids? Tom and Kathy, you'd have to talk to Mr. Chapman and Mr. Tracy about that. Maybe they took the truck? I don't know, seems a stretch. When did the children go missing? Same day as the truck, but I think that's a coincidence. What's the puddle here? It's the gas I never gave her that night. It's here now, in our special place, waiting for her to come home. Is it working? Obviously, you can see it is not. Are you suggesting the truck is sentient? It's funny, I wouldn't have thought so, but I can't see any other explanation for it running off the way it has. How far could someone have gone in the truck? With the gas left in her, couldn't have gone further than 100 miles. 100 miles, gotcha. No, 100, sorry, 100 is fisherman's lingo, it means 11. Missing truck, that's a shame. She'll be back, she has to come back. She'll run out of gas, otherwise, then where will she be? This guard seems happy to be here, but is skeptical of you. Why is he happy to be here in this horrible rain? That's what I want to know. And the guard's eyeballing me. I'm not talking. That and a little nervous. Alright. I'm trying to, there we go. Are shotguns keeping you out? Are the shotguns keeping you out? Or something else in? Who cares? I'm going inside. Alright, that took a little longer to load than usual. You're not close enough to read this. I absolutely am. Aquademy of Fresh and Saltwater Game Fish. Certificate of Notification Award. Let it be known Adam Tracy was nominated for an Aquademy Award of Merit for Outstanding Achievement Best Deboning. Bass. Though the knife of the deboner doth shape largemouth bass, the world, through our action, there are legion of those who do not believe and would tear down thy work. You're weird. Grizzled mariner must hate being stuck behind this desk. I've already used my pirate voice for seamen and sea people and not sea... I'm not being immature. Seaman. Alright. Greetings, as a mariner. Do you hate being stuck by a desk? Excuse me. I make 6 figures a year behind this desk. And mind your manners. You're addressing Adam Tracy, Chief Deboning Officer of Largemouth Bass and Son. Are you here about Kathy? I saw posters of missing children. That's right. 3 nights ago, Kathy disappeared along with all her clothes and possessions and the contents of that safe and the company truck. Oh, and the Chapman kid. Sounds like she might have run away from home. I'll excuse the remark as you don't know my Kathy, but suffice to say that's impossible. Kathy loves largemouth bass almost as much as assuming preordained roles in a multi-generational family business. No, Kathy would not simply leave home. There's a simpler explanation. Occam's gator. Occam's gator? A monstrous gator man, centuries old, 10 feet tall if he's an inch, with scales as blue as the deepest ocean. He has 2 tails as sharp as razors, and he's not afraid to shave you. His appetites are insatiable. He'll strike at night and gobble up our fish, guns, tax returns, whatever, and now I fear my Kathy. I don't know what we did to provoke his ire, but that beast has bullied and bothered our business since my grandfather was in toddler pants. Sometimes I think the swamp itself has summoned him to be our tormentor. My friend Charles is missing. Could Occam's have taken him too? Certainly it's possible. I don't think the criminality of Occam's gator knows any bounds. You think it ate her? You have to understand, for decades, Occam's gator has been the sole author of this business's misfortune. Could he eat a child? Absolutely. That's his M.O., or monstrous operandi. If he ate her, aren't we too late? Not necessarily. His only handicap is his glacially slow digestion. Go ask Sylvester, a guard of ours. He was swallowed up by Occam. By stripping off his belly and greasing his body in Occam's own fat, he was able to slither up and out of Occam's jaws while the great beast slept. Oh, okay, where can I find Sylvester? I don't know. We had to terminate him for attempting to unionize. Asking for a finder's fee sounds kind of scummy. Occam's gator sounds made up. There's nothing made up about a giant blue gator man who eats guns. One of our guards actually saw Occam's, took a shot at him, but conventional weapons have no effect. Are you saying you haven't seen Occam's gator? I've seen the destruction he's wrought. I've certainly seen that. Let's talk about something else, if you must, but I warn you, my daughter's abduction makes me a poor conversationalist. Do you think if Cicero's daughter went missing, he would have been gone on and said all the famous sayings for which Mr. Cicero is known? Never heard of him. What do you do here? As I've said, I'm the chief deboning officer here. My team and I debone the largemouth bass, after which is passed over to my colleague for the way of reboning. It's really dumb. It's the mess through there. I don't mind. I don't mean it's messy. I was saying it's the room where we have our meals. I thought they only use that term in the armed forces. You don't consider fishing to be part of the armed forces? What do you think we use to hold the rods? Arms? That's right. Going on in. There's a bass flowing in the sink and each of the drawers. Search the fridge. Sardine sandwich in a cardboard box. Adams, do not eat. Sandwich smacks of something foul and deeply wrong, as if the food had rotted itself to punish a minor transgression. It reminds you of the story of your friend Eve, who ate a forbidden window display sandwich and cast out from the Garden of Eden restaurant. I didn't choose to eat the sandwich. You're full of crap. Bottle, it's glued to the table. Bottles, the whole thing. Take the sign. Take the bottles. Got a crate of bass oil. Door's locked, making this room even more disappointing. Eeky. Uh-oh, true loyalty to the fisherman's cause will win her over. Looking for something? What's back there? Crew quarters, off limits. You live here? Where the fish live, we live. Can I go inside? No, it's a space for the Tracy family, like our crypt. Can I go to that? You better not. Wait a minute. Emptied to magnify the misfortune of my stolen daughter. Any chance your daughter opened the safe? Impossible. I never told her the combination was 3. Any idea who did it? I can't prove it, but I'll be damned if Occam's gator didn't have his claws in this. When did it happen? 3 nights ago. I'm still in shock. Can't even muster the strength to close the safe. I'll do it for you. It's not hard. Would you? Sure. Bless you. Okay. Well, he's just keeping up the tradition of everyone in this game being crazy. Fishing. Hope you're not planning on sticking that road in there. Largemouth, Bath and Son have exclusive license to fish these waters. Any way I can fish here? No, we have the fishing rights. Flex and say fishing might makes fishing right. That attitude might get you places at smallmouth bass and nephews, but we run things different here. Bite me. You know, I bet I could fish if I just beat the hell out of him and all the other guards. Just saying. Sometimes you just have to use the keyboard controls because the mouse is not the most responsive. Son of a gun. Chum bucket installed. Stranger is just a chum you haven't met yet. It's glued to the floor. Those are decorative. And the chum inside? It's the very first batch of chum ever made by Largemouth Bass & Sons back in summer of 1803. It reminds me of our humble beginnings. Can I have it? No. Kiki. Cat avoids your touch. You sense the only true loyalty to the fisherman's cause will overcome its suspicions. Though, with the reboning knife of righteousness has a complete bass been forged. I wonder, do you ever wish you'd had a glorious death at sea? Oh! Many a sea creature has tried to give me one, pal. But before they get their teeth in me, I've reboned them in 6 ways to Sontag. Spits a wad of chewing tobacco out the door. Guy Chapman, Chief Reboning Officer in Largemouth Bass & Sons. Are you hear about Tom? I saw the posters. Find one child, you'll find the other. My Tom has been lured into the lair of Occam's gator by that Jezebel of a deboner's daughter. Good and true fishermen led astray by that delinquent sorcerer who never cared a Walt Whitman for what we do with the largemouth bass. Oh, I've heard of him. His cheeks darken to the murky hue of a humpback anglerfish. As long as there's been a largemouth bass and son, there's been an Occam's gator, to our great misfortune. I'd venture that there's no creature in this land or sea so terrible. 12 feet tall he is, red, I thought he was blue, anyway, red as a furnace, with smoke billowing from his nostrils. He and his rapacious appetite are a plague on our business. He'll eat everything we've got. Largemouth bass, everything. Keeps me up at night wondering what we did to deserve him. Is it a sin against the land to both debone and rebone fish? Perhaps. But damn it, it's what gives our bass its zing. Being a little sexist, don't you think? Not remotely. I'm not saying anything about her gender at all. I'm saying she may have gotten my boy eaten by a gatorman. Yeah, when you throw words like Jezebel around, it's a little loaded. Is it? Didn't mean anything by it. I'm willing to change, but you have to be patient with me, all right? I'm old-fashioned, and I can't keep up with all these new ideas your generation has. Gender. Penicillin. How is Kathy responsible? Well, the arrogance of youth. Kathy Tracy never thought she had anything to fear from Occam's gator. She didn't respect him. Several times I caught her attempting to summon the beast by shouting his name 3 times in a mirror or directly into the mouth of a bass. I'm really going to have trouble with that word. It was always going to end with her in Occam's belly. I just did not think my Tom would be fool enough to go along with it. You think he could have run away on his own? Absolutely not. He's a 3rd-generation bass... Oh, I got it right. Bass boy, proud and true. Why, just last month he said, I'm excited about my future in reboning largemouth bass, Dad. Does that sound like the words of a boy with one foot out the door? No, there's a simpler explanation. The siren song of Kathy Tracy, who lures good men to the bellies of gators. That's all I wanted to ask about your son. What do you do here? I'm the chief reboning officer here at Largemouth Bass & Sons. Just like my father before me, and etc. It's a wonderful life. Looking for someone myself, Charles Wallace. Is he a fish? No. Then I'm not the person to ask. I'm a fisherman, friend. My bag is fish. You're looking for a human? You want to ask some kind of human fisherman. You are a human fisherman. His expression turns sour. Now you've poked a hole in his premise, he's lost interest in the conversation. Okay, I don't know where your friend is, all right? This must be the mess, right? It's where we proudly serve reboned fish, just the way we like it. I don't want to see you slipping bones out of that fish, you hear? You definitely won't see that. I want to go in. Back here are your quarters? How would you know that? It's where Mr. Tracy has his. Maybe the two of you are more similar than you'd like to admit. Back off, Freud. Can I go inside? Into our family's private quarters? I'd sooner let a dogfish loose in my socks. Is that something you do? Rarely. Beyond what lies beyond that door is only for fishermen. What is it? Fish. Can I fish here? Ha! Oh, you guys are kind of a-holes. Peachy eye. Oh well, can't think of what to do. Every place is ticked off on the map.
Fight him. This'll go quick.
I hate the random nature of this fire smell, I really do. Alright.
I gotta figure out what to do next. I'll be right back.
Thought of something I haven't done. I haven't turned in the gator leather.
Fight them. I should never have taken off my anti-gator ring. Anti-shadow ring. But
I got a diff one on now. Too late to do anything about that. I got those highs you needed. I don't remember what voice I gave him. Need? I got news for you. You don't need them. You keep them. That was a test. Wanted to see if I trust you with some real work. Seems I can. Ready for some real hunting? Even if it was a test, I think I should get paid. Paid for a test? You're mixed up, mate. The test is to get paid work. Change his mind. Labor is labor, and I don't work for free. Also, you said it was paid at the start. Better not mention you've done a lot of work for people for free this whole adventure. If Jessica ever asks for rent, you're going to be in trouble. No, I'm not. I've got a lot of meat. Really, it makes you think about how the position of saving the world from shadows and lizards favors those with financial privilege. All right, if you stop screaming about it. Truth is, I got no need for 5 gator hides. My ambitions are bigger. You met Paul. You know he's mute. I'm working to build him a leather tongue. So what do you need for that? 10 gator hides. Turns out I've already got them. Beautiful. That's beautiful leather. It'll make a beautiful tongue. I can look at any animal and tell you what sort of tongue its hide will make. Don't believe me? Name an animal. Whale. Is this your question? Never heard of a whale. Okay, that's the tongue sorted, but without something to animate it, it's a lump of leather flesh. What I need, and what my brother Paul really needs, is the power of speech. So it's much easier to explain if you've read The Little Mermaid. I can get you a mermaid, no problem. Don't need you to hunt a mermaid, mate. What you might not know is the fairy tale is based... What you might know, the fairy tale about Little Mermaid who gives up her voice is based on a real-life story of a Gatorman merman who traded his voice for a bucket of ham. That's what gave Hans Christian Gatorman the idea. Tracked that voice to a fishing hole in the Gator Village. Told you about before. I must have it. Everything for my brother. Family is everything. Oh, okay. You walked into a huge swarm of gnats and flies. They've been buzzing super loud. They've got a pretty good beat going. Are those tiny musical instruments? Is that a locust with a fiddle? What is even going on? Alright, let's join them. You swing your hips, give the swarm a little of the old soft shoe and a jaunty whistle. The insects are super into it, despite the fact that you kill several of them every time you clap your hands. And when the show eventually winds to a close, they leave you a tip as they buzz away. Fish. I got the voice of a Gatorman, and there's some extra meat on the line. Already read your crap. Oh, there's a gator here. Poor unfortunate mailman. Oh no, the Gatorman detective. You thought he was only a myth. Come on, call him an investigator, honestly. You're a Gatorman detective, I presume?
Presumption excellent. Accusing hunters, crimes grievous, butchering gatormen, killing mailmen, despoiling land. Speak you, be accomplice, or be ally gator?
Wouldn't harm a scale on a gator's head.
Telling truth, or controlling glands.
What will you do with those men?
Mailman dead, suspect hunters, have trial, find guilty, consume them.
You're going to eat them?
Drink them.
Could you let them go, maybe?
Am unaccepting. Do justice. Liquefy them.
Visit the prisoners. What happened here?
Got snatched, didn't I? It's funny. I'm calmer than I thought I'd be. That mailman slaughter's been hanging on my conscience for some time. I think I'd be expecting the claw of Johnny Law before too long. But Paul, he wasn't wrapped up in this. It isn't fair. He should go down for it, too. Give him the voice of the Gatorman. Paul and John's eyes widen in anticipation. Pop the lid off the grimy jar. A wisp of breath escapes the glass prison, wins its way through the bars of the cage, and darting up Paul's nostrils. Gatorman is far too baffled to react. Freshly animated, Paul's leather tongue sets to wagging. Enough. Enough of obscene murder and asymmetric service to animalistic desire. Each of you practices a violence that is worse than base. It is vicious, corrupt, it is wrong. I call it into all aggression. I call it now. At stake is the project of life itself. Paul, what are you saying?
Then Paul says 3 words so painfully profound, they reduce not just his brother, but the Gatorman captor to tears. What? Come on, it's not important. Come on, tell me. Gushing genuine crocodile tears, the Gatorman detective unlocks... Oh, wait, don't worry about it. Look, everyone's moving on already. Gushing genuine tears, the Gatorman detective unlocks the cage and brings both brothers into an embrace. Paul, the hunting, the killing. Or Paul, the hunting, the killing. I did all of it to bring your voice back. In finding the tongue, you gave away your heart. No longer can I recognize our blood in the ocean of it you spilled. I call you brother no more. Let's focus on the positives. Paul has a leather tongue. At Paul's urgings, he tosses his knife into the swamp in reputation of violence. Gatorman is so moved, he tosses his magnifying glass in solidarity. Grab them before they sink, but be casual about it. Investigators use these to investigate tiny crimes. Watch Paul take charge. Paul eloquently negotiates a resolution for the mailman murder. John will go with the Gatorman to face trial, but the death penalty will not be levied against him. This can't be goodbye, brother. I don't wish it. Know that if I see you again, it will be for the last time. I will use the last of my life to build a ladder to heaven of my own, so I can protect the dinosaurs from men like you. Good stuff, everyone. Bedroll must be where John accesses the hunter's dream. Hunter's dream? If you ask, it's not meant for you. I want to go there. If you prove yourself a hunter, maybe. I am a hunter. Well, you did hunt enough gators to get a man a new voice. Will you dream, good hunter? Doodly-doo, 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 doodly-doo. There's a pig. Ew, you wet yourself. Miss, Humboldt wet himself. Get the principal. I don't have a principal. I'm an adult. Humboldt peed himself. Humboldt peed himself. Oh no, this isn't a hunter's dream. It's a hunter's nightmare. Pee pants, pee pants. Soggy britches, pee pants. Yeah, it's a Bloodborne reference. Alright. It was a dream. It felt so real. On awakening, something feels different. Maybe a bed sore. Why can't I take that? Oh well. Paul has regained the power of speech. He's almost glowing. Hello, Paul. It seems our paths were fated to cross. How are things with you and your brother? He may be by blood, but I will not call him brother. Our blood is undone by all that which he has spilled in the causes of violence and vengeances. When next we meet, it will be the azure empty realm, upon the highest rungs of our respective ladders to heaven. So what will you do now? I will build a ladder to heaven, which, as we speak, grows rung by rung. When will that be done? I expect not for several weeks. Can we trade? You sure seem willing to sell gator bits. Just saying is all. Empty cage. You stare at it for 4 minutes. You stare in silence for 4 minutes and 33 seconds, and then decide to move on. Okay, now I'm back where I was before when I don't know where to go. Hold on, I'll figure it out. Okay, found it. It's the guard. What do you know about Occam's gator? I don't remember what voice you gave him. Dang it. I've read too many voices. Oh, that's fake. It is? Yeah, that's a legend. An old basswife's tale. Sometimes things go missing or the business has a run of bad luck and folks want a deeper explanation for it. But I can tell you nobody here has ever laid eyes on any giant gatorman. The bosses can't even agree on what he's supposed to look like. So Occam's gator didn't kidnap those kids? I really doubt it. Your boss says you saw him. Didn't you ever tell a boss what they wanted to hear? There's gators in these parts, all right. I have to scare them off the property on an almost daily basis. You don't believe me? You're welcome to go visit their stomping grounds. You won't find any sort of Occam's gator there, I assure you. Sounds pretty scary, as do all fairy tales. Don't make them any more real. Gatorman Hamlet. Fine, get on with it. I do not need to read that again. The guards stop in their tracks and start sniffing around suspiciously. They're almost certain to notice if you get any closer. Staying put is an option. What do you want to do and how?
Toward them. Charge!
How dare you, sir? I am affronted by your violence, and shall meet it in kind. Now there's only two left, so my burn splash should get more on each of them. 8 Mr. Kelly, that's worth a burn. And now I have no AP. Saw him. Is that gator in the beard?
Turns out those gators should have been avoiding you.
You have nothing to fear from me. Good, I have nothing to fear from the fridge. A sleeping gatorman, unless he's lying about being asleep, do not let him lie. Okay, if you say so, what is an alternative of letting this gatorman continue sleeping? Searching him? I got the gatorman safe combination. You reach in the water and grope his pockets. At least you hope those are pockets. You find a scrap of paper. A safe hanging from the ceiling. In an unsafe manner from the ceiling. 676 meat. Alright, talking fridge. The handle on the fridge is busted. There's going to be a headache come lunchtime. Try to open the door. No dice and no door opening either. Whoever smashed the handle wanted to keep you out or something in. A magical talking sandwich, maybe. Released from his refrigerated cage, a cold man squirms out into the muck, gasping for air. My God, you're my savior! One more day trapped in there, and I will have succumbed completely to despair. Who are you? I am Fabian, illustrator of the natural sciences. Arid steppes, glistening bergs of ice, but lately my interests have taken me to these damp lands. I'm in my foggy period. How'd you get in there? I was traveling to the swamp to sketch the native cypress, only to be caught in net by these gator-esque men. At first they allowed me to roam the confines of their camp, but when I shouted for help at a passing truck, I was put in a refrigerator. What truck? Oh, it darted through the camp like a bass out of hell. It was a boy and a girl at the wheel. I yelled, "Stop! I'm a prisoner! Take me with you!" But they drove on. What makes a person do that? Where was the truck headed? North of here, I'm sure of it. North. And since the driver at Largemouth Bass and Sons was confident the truck could only make 11 miles at most, if you subtract from 11 the distance between this camp and the fishery, seized with deductive euphoria, you do some quick calculations, which in your haste come out wrong. You do them again, not rushing this time, and produce a promising lead. Have you come across my friend out here, Charles Wallace? Charles? No, I wouldn't recall meeting someone with such an unusual name. Do you know of a creature called Occam's Gator? Occam's Gator. Supposedly a large gator with two tails who breathes smoke from his nostrils. Yes, I believe you're describing my mother-in-law. So you don't know. No, and I apologize. I shouldn't have said that. Melanie's always been kind to me. Okay, every weekend she bakes me a ball of nougat. I apologize, Melanie. If you want to leave, the way out is more or less clear. I want to leave. That is a good guess. If we ever meet again, it would honor me to paint your portrait. I'm an artist, as you know. Cannot paint you right away, for I'm in my foggy period, but I conclude that if I conclude that work, or if you become foggy, well, who knows? Who knows indeed? I hope we meet again, and I'm not in our refrigerator when we do. More Gatormen. Looks like the second shift. Luckily, they're all facing the other way.
Ambush them. Sorry, I like that voice. It's funny. Alrighty. Splatter. Yeah, I gotta use my last AP on this guy, because I got 14 cans. There we go.
Stupid Gatorman.
Wait, Gatormen are what? Gatormen will always be good at building fires in standing water, in a couple of inches of water. Is that a gator salesman? A rack of horrible-looking weapons. I got a frogging fork. It's a magical weapon? Huh. I would think something that big would be... Gatorman seems less aggressive than is typical for these guys. Talk to him. Hi there.
Greet, human. Not eat. Greet.
Thanks for... I appreciate it. You seem more relaxed than most gator folk.
Yeah, everyone crazy. Don't no reason. Not belong. Leave swamp.
Where we go?
Dunno, wander?
Like a hobo?
Hobo, what that?
Basically someone who travels from place to place looking for... because they're looking for work or they don't know where specific to be.
Yes, hobo gator. First thought, need weapon. Defend self.
Ask about hobo code.
Hobo code, what that?
Oh, right, you wouldn't know about that yet. It's like little symbols hobos use to leave messages. You teach them the symbols for safe camp, cops here, and their increasingly rare and exciting pie on a windowsill. Offer him a weapon. Is there anything I have more than one of? I don't want to give him a... he'll take a wand.
No thanks. Weapon weak. Need power.
What if I want that frog-eating fork? Spider Fang? 4 base damage. Nope, weapon weak. Need power. Nope, no matter what I offer, he doesn't want it. I'll have to find a better weapon for him. Raid the fridge. Dried swamp meat and more of those mysterious swamp mushrooms. Forge. Feeling they're hammering out terrible gator metals. Seeing where the gatormen store all their terrible filth. Okay. A lot of flies on here. Let's exterminate. This is where they keep their billions upon billions of swarming bugs.
Yeah. This one's so quick I may not bother speeding it up. Swamp honey.
Increase your stench armor by 5. Oh, it's just a bug habitat. Okay. Huh.
Maybe I have to clear them out. There we go. Extra blood.
Some of it is almost certainly yours.